Is our life written? Today I would like to talk about decision making. First, I would like to discuss about who is writing our life story. And the second part, I would like to talk about the importance of decision making. And at the end, I will give you some tools how to make better decisions. What would your life be like if you had made different decisions about your work or a spouse or friends? Just think about your past. We all have to make decisions. And the importance, how we make the decisions, is so important. So now you can see the decision you made at that point that really affected your present. We make 35,000 decisions every single day. What? Yes, I didn't make this up. The scientist says that we make 35,000 of decisions every single day. You already make a decisions about that, if you believe it or not. When I read this first, I was thinking that's crazy, that's too much, I'm not sure if I believe that. But the fact is, we have about 50 to 70,000 decisions every single day. And yes, we make lots of decisions. Just think about it. When your alarm goes off in the morning and you wake up, you decide if you push the snooze button or not. You decide if you just turn to your other side and snooze more. You decide if you get up, get dressed, and what kind of dress or clothes you want on. You decide if you take a shower or a bath, or just wash your face. You decide if you brush your teeth or you make your breakfast. You decide if you scroll down and up social media, checking your email, your notification, or you go and walk with a dog. You're making these decisions every single day, but some of them, or almost most of them, like autopilot, you don't really think about that too. Yes, I'm making decisions, but you're still making decisions. So this is just in the morning and you already made 10, 12, 20 different decisions, right? About the food, about your clothes, about everything, and your brain is already working really hard. So I'm not sure about the 35,000, but I'm pretty sure we make lots of decisions every single day. Some of them don't affect our life that badly, but some of them affecting our life in a good way or a bad way. Some of you would say, no, I don't make my decisions, somebody else making decisions, my spouse, my boss, my friends, my siblings, parents. Yes, when we were kids and we couldn't make really decisions, when we were babies, we couldn't make decisions. Our parents or our people around us made some decisions for us. But as we grew up and we getting older and older, even when we were just 10 years old, we already made decisions about our friends. We made decisions about if we study or go and do some sports or do some exercises. Because kids like to do stuff and they decide what to do. Some of them decide to draw something, some of them go out and run around all day long. Some of them decide just read some books. And as you grow older, you became a teenager, you make more decisions and you have more responsibility of your decisions, right? And your parents also give you more responsibility. You have more chores to do. and you decide about your friends. And when you become a teenager and you have more responsibility, that's when your life really is starting. So sometimes people saying, no, God made me this way, and God, anything is happening is just from God, and God written our life story. But think again. I believe that God given us a beautiful life. He loves us, and I believe He has a great plan for us. He gave us talent, and He has a purpose for us. But He also gave us free will. We have a free will, you have a free will. So God never put a string on us and pulling us in this direction or the other. Yes, maybe He gentle guide us, but He never force us to do something we don't want to do. When you choose your partner or your friends, it's not because God led you somewhere and you have to have those friends. You decide what kind of friends do you want to keep in your life. Because there are people around us, and we keep friendship with one and we don't keep friendship with the other. Who made that decision? Maybe you think, yeah, but I think it's happened because God wanted me to meet that person. Yeah, that's a way to think. But the other way to think, you have options and you can choose whatever you want. If you go to the grocery store and you try to find some fruits, you have a decision. There is everything in front of you on a table. There are bad fruits and good fruits. Some of them is almost rotten, some of them are beautiful, and some of them are not ready yet, not ripe yet. But which one you choose depends on you. Everything is in front of you, just like friends, just like job, school. When you were a kid and you couldn't decide what kind of school to go, maybe your mother or father or whatever around you, they forced you to do something you really didn't want to. So that time, maybe yes, you didn't make the decision. Somebody else forced you to do something. But now, I believe that you're watching this video, you are already an adult. Maybe you are still going to school, and maybe that school not what you really wanted. But now, because you are adult, you can decide what to do with your life. Do you have a dream? Have you ever think about to have a dream and achieve it? All of us, when we are kids, all of us have some big dream. Who we want to become when we grow up. I'm sure you had same. Some of them want to be a firefighter. Some of them want to be a doctor or a veterinarian. And after a while, they came out somehow else. They do something else. But just check with yourself and with your heart. What is in your heart? What makes you so excited, and what would you like to do? Because you don't need to work somewhere all in your life when you hate that job, right? But you make a decision. About the school, yes, maybe school are hard, but what kind of school you attend and decide to go, that's a decision you make. And if you don't like something, you can change it. Yeah, maybe that's take time, but you can decide. So as we see, God doesn't pull and push us to a certain way. We make our decisions. Everything is in front of us, and we can choose whatever we want to. Sometimes we go on a way where you cannot find really good things. You are at the intersection sometimes, and you decide which way to go. If you have a clear goal, it's like a GPS. If you type the right address in, the exact address, the GPS, a good GPS, will lead you to your destination. But if you don't choose the right destination and you don't have a right address and you just type everything, just messing around, maybe you won't end up there. Yeah, and more likely you won't end up there. You will end up somewhere else, maybe in a different place, absolutely different. If you want to go to the mountains, then you won't type something in that leads you to the beach or the city, right? But sometimes in our life we make decisions and we just don't care about the GPS, we don't care about our final destination. Sorry about this noise. I will turn off my computer. So you make that decision and you have a responsibility to make that decision, which way to go. And also, if you have a goal, if you don't have a goal, you cannot reach it. Most of the time it's not like, oh, one day maybe I will end up there. If you do something and you have a job what you really hate, but you do nothing to change it, you don't improve your skills, you won't end up at your dreams. Your dreams never can come true. You have to do your part. Just imagine that. Like when you're born, a book appears with one page. The book is empty pretty much, just one page in. And every day in your life when you wake up, the other page appears. Sometimes it's already something written in your book. When you're born, you cannot make decisions for yourself. So your parents and people around you making decisions for you. But everything is written in your book. But as you grow up, you write more in your book as you're making decisions. You make a decision as also written in your book. And when you grow up and you become an adult, this is your responsibility. What is including in your book? You can say, no, my parents still writing in my book, or my partner, or someone else, the teachers or friends around me. I didn't create my life, somebody else did it. Yeah, but now you are an adult and you have a responsibility to take your pen and write your story, the story you really wanted. You cannot blame other people, they make a decision for you. Or you are in debt and you have a loan and nobody pay back for you. You gave money to someone and they never paid back. You cannot blame those people because you made a decision to give it to them. Yes, sometimes we make poor decisions. That's okay at the first time. Because as they say, there is a quote, you cannot make the same mistakes twice. Why? Because the first time you don't know it better. You make a decision because of your feelings, maybe because of you think about, maybe that's logical, and you make some decisions. But sometimes it turns out it was bad decision or poor decision. But the second time, when you make the same decision for the same issue or problems, that's not a mistake anymore. That's your choice. And everything in your life. Just look back and check your life. How many times you made the same decision, same poor decisions that led you to the same bad life, or same really the life you have lots of obstacles and heartache and you were suffering because you made the same decision? Could you make a different decision? Of course you could. I was there, so I don't blame you. I made lots of bad decisions. But the good thing is, when you finally learn your lesson and you make a different decision. Because if you go always that way and you make the same decisions, the result will be the same. Maybe you hope, oh, this time I made the same decision because it's familiar to me. And I hope this time that will come out somehow else. yeah, I always met this type of guys and they cheated on me, but this time I believe in this guy. Think again. If you make the same decision, if you have the same type of friends, you will have a same future. In order to have a better life, you have to make better decisions. Sometimes, or most of the time, we play the blame game, blaming anyone around us. Yeah, I'm in this situation because you told me to do this. I'm in this situation because of you. It's so easy to blame other people, and sometimes we blame God. Why, God, why? Why I am in this situation? I was there. I was in my 20s and I married to someone who was absolutely aggressive. And after I was praying a lot, like, God, please change this situation and save my marriage, but nothing happened. And I started blaming God. Why, God, why? I am praying. Why did you let me to marry this person? God didn't wanted me to marry that person. I decided to marry that person. And sometimes we try to find some signs and look at the signs like, yes, if this happened, then that's a sign from God, and that's why this person will be my future husband, because God wants us to be married. And if something bad happened, like in my life, this person was aggressive with other people and talked really badly about other people around us. And sometimes I saw the aggression. He almost beat up someone. And that was in front of my nose. And I still try to explain to myself, oh, maybe Satan wants to mess up our relationship so we cannot marry. I explained to myself. And what if this was really a sign from God and God wanted to show me, hey, there are clues, open your eyes. But I blamed God for a long period of time. I divorced after 4 years, and this took me like 4 years to come back to God. I was blaming him for the situation, and one day that hit me. That was my responsibility. I made a decision. God didn't push me there and said, now you have to say yes. No, I made a decision, and that was a poor decision, and that wasn't God's responsibility. That wasn't the guy responsibility I married to. That was my responsibility, because I said yes. I saw the sign about aggression and about lying. He was lying a lot. And slow by slow, I just realized, like, yeah, he didn't tell the truth in here and there, but I still married that person. Whose fault was that? But yes, you don't need to feel bad if you make poor decisions. All of us made some bad decisions. Some of us made really bad decisions like I made, and this really messed up my faith and my relationship with God, because I turned away from him. But he loves us, and he showed me the truth. So this decision, what kind of decision you made in your life? Sometimes we just ignore everything and we just let the life is just pushing us one way or the other. But also that's our responsibility. Because if we don't make decisions, we let anybody else making the decisions for us. That means we let other people write in our book. And we are just giving out our power and our life. Because the life is really valuable. You cannot get it back. If it's gone, it's gone. Imagine that. This is your last page in your book. No more tomorrow. You cannot make it better tomorrow because this is your last. Look around you. What can you see? Look around you. Where do you live now? What kind of friends do you have? The people around you. The people around you who chose. Your partner, your friends, the work you chose. Are you happy with your decision? Are you happy at your workplace right now? Or are you complaining every single day how you hate your job? How you hate the place you live? Are you complaining about you are bored and nothing happens around you? How do you feel? Is no more tomorrow. Would you like this? Would you like to live the life this way? Are you satisfied and fulfilled because you reach your goals? Or are you upset because you wasted your life? What could you do differently? What would you regret you didn't do, but you always wanted? Was there something you always wanted to do? You wanted to save the world. You wanted help to kids or adults or whatever was in your heart. You wanted to travel all around the world. Or you wanted to live a peaceful life. How is your life look like right now? Could you change anything? But you made a decision 5-10 years ago and you stuck in the same level. Just think about your complaining. What are you complaining about that? Did you do anything to change your circumstances? Or you waited for other people change around you? You waited other people and the workplace give you some opportunities. You always wanted somebody else change. What about you? What did you learn? Did you learn new skills? Did you have a clear focus on your goals? Did you work on it? If you're complaining about your boring life, what did you do the last 5 years to change it? To spice it up a little bit? How do you feel now? When you know is no more tomorrow. Think about situations when you wanted to do something that day, but you ended up, you didn't do anything. And you had the full day to create something or do something. And at the end of the day, you were thinking, I was super busy all day long, but I didn't achieve what I wanted to do that day. Maybe you had a to-do list and you couldn't check mark even one, but you were busy and you wasted the day. Can you feel the frustration when you feel like, oh no, where did this day go? I can. I was there. Many times. I didn't know where my time went. The days, the weeks, the months just flew by. And I didn't know how to manage my life, how to manage my minutes, my hours. But the good news is, this is not your last day, hopefully. Hopefully tomorrow a new page will open in your life. So just think, what did you regret you didn't do earlier? Just think about what would you like to achieve in your life. If your life is boring right now and you stuck somewhere for a long period of time, what would you like to change? What would you like to try out? If you have a dream to help people, help kids all around the world, what kind of steps you can do every single day to get closer and closer and closer to your goals? because nothing will help for you. Nothing will help you if you don't help yourself. Yes, there are people around us and maybe they give us some really great opportunities, but it starts with us, because we have to be ready. When opportunities come, then we can say yes. I mean, I had in my life when I got opportunities and I scared to step out. But I said yes anyway, because I knew that that's my opportunity to change my life. How about you? What can you do today to get closer to your goals? Time is ticking. Won't wait for you. And if you will be and stuck in the same situation because your decision, you don't make any decisions, you just let the life happen to you, you will stay in this level and you never will reach your goals. And one day, in a real life, your last page will open. And you will realize that past years went so fast. What did you do? But now you have the opportunity and you can decide. You can make a better decision about how you want to live your life. What would you like to write in your life book? This is your story. You can change it anytime. There are people in your book. Somebody just popped into your book and they just write something, scrap something you don't like. But you are the main writer and you are the main character. What are you tolerating in your life right now? Of course, it doesn't mean you have to be bossy and everything has to be your way, because it's not love. If we have people around us, we love them and we're looking for what can we do for them. How can we love them? And it's all right. But we make a decision. You make a decision how you treat people around you. We cannot control other people, how they treat us. Sometimes they treat us badly. Sometimes people hurting us, and sometimes some unexpected things happen in our life that kick us down. And maybe sometimes we are on a floor. We are hurt and we don't know what to do. But you're writing your life story. How would you like to write your life story? What would you like to be in your life story? You can jump up fast, even when you were on a floor, but you decide how long you want to stay there. You can stand up really fast. As you are down, you can immediately jump up and you said, no, I don't want to stay there. You write your story. You can create anything you want. And yes, life sometimes is hard, but we make a decision. In every area in our life, we making decisions. And you can make better decisions. You cannot blame anymore anyone else. You don't need to be hard on yourself and say, no, I messed it up and I always made really bad decisions. Doesn't matter, that's a past. But now you are here. You have a new page today. You can make better decisions. Your life can turn to a really beautiful story. Your story can end happy end. You don't need to live a life and write a drama or a horror. You can have an adventurous life, but it absolutely depends on you. What is in your life now? That's why, because you tolerate that lifestyle. You tolerate those people around you. But because you are a writer, you can add people in your life and in your life book, and you can remove it. Sometimes maybe it's hard and we feel sad and we're scared, but nobody else can write your life story better than you can. If you wait other people to change and write something better in your book, maybe never will happen. You have to take your pen back and you have to write whatever you want to. And if sometimes really unexpected things happen in your life, it happens sometimes, the better question to ask from yourself, what can I learn from this situation? What do I have to learn? How can I improve myself? And how can I solve this problem? If you ask better questions from yourself, your life will be happier and you can reach your goals. If you decide to do something every single day, you can reach your goals if you work on your goals more, then you can reach your goals faster. And about decision making, I would like to talk about 6 sextuplets. They are 6 brothers, born in the same family at the same day. They have same circumstances. They have the same parents, they go to same school. And all of them has a really tough childhood because the parents didn't want kids at all. And one day, these 6 just popped up. That wasn't their fault, they didn't want to born, but they lived in this family. But as they grow up, all of them develop different behavior, different personality, where these personalities came from their head. They didn't born with that. When something happened to them, exactly the same circumstances, one of them took different way than the other one. One of them felt really hurt and they tried to protect themselves. So about this 6th boy, I would like to say they grew up and one day they got opportunity at the big company. They went to the same company and the first brother was analyzing everything. They were sitting around the big table and they started writing down their thoughts about their decisions. And the first one started to write down every analytic things. What are the facts about this company? How much they get paid, how far away from the workplace, about the benefits, just a pure fact. The other brother, on the second one, started to write down things about how he felt about this company. And because his emotions was ups and downs all the time, he wrote different lines. When he was happy, he wrote absolutely positive things, what will be amazing with this company. When he was done, he was so encouraged and he was thinking, oh, maybe he won't stay there too long. So he was up and down, just as his feelings and emotions. The third one, this brother write everything down that was really negative. He was searching for the negative things all the time. What can go wrong? He couldn't see the situations from different perspectives because this was in him. And the fourth one, he was the optimistic. He started to scrub down everything really fast. He was so excited. He wrote down everything, what can go well. Everything that will be really great at this company. He was so optimistic. He was already talked about the promotions he will get. And the 5th brother, he was quite creative. He was thinking out of the box. He was already thinking about how he will change this company. So as you see, they were thinking about the same company, the same position from a different perspective. And you would ask, what about the sixth brother? The sixth brother was the wisest one. He was like a CEO at the company. He wasn't there yet, but he was really wise. And he was thinking about like the other five brothers were thinking. He was thinking about the fact that happening around this company. He was emotional a little bit too, and he was asking himself, how do I feel about this company? How do I feel when I'm there? And after, he was thinking about what can go wrong. He wanted to see if something go wrong, what will happen, what can happen. And he also was thinking about what can go well. And he was also so creative. So he could think about if something go wrong, what is the next step he can do. So as you see, the brothers talked in a different level, but one of them was thinking about everything. And this is a tool I want to share with you, how we can make better decisions. We can make better decisions if we see things from different perspectives. Because if we just see things from one perspective, that won't help us, because we are not open to different options. We can make more mistakes and poor decisions if we cannot see things from different perspectives. And doesn't mean you can see things only just from one way or the other one. If you ask better questions from yourself, you can find a better solution. So you can ask yourself, what are the facts around this situation? It can be anything, not just work related. It can be about choosing your life partner, choosing your friends, where to go traveling, anything what you want to. And you can ask these questions from yourself, ask these brothers. So about the fact at the beginning, and after you can check out your emotions around the situation. But be careful with this, because if you are low, down, and you are thinking negatively, you will fall into just checking out from the negative perspective. Now, you have to see clearly about your feelings, the overall feelings about your decisions. Yes, you have to think about what can go wrong. Because we never know, with some unexpected events happen in our life, what can happen? What is the worst case scenario? But you don't need to be scared. You don't need to be worried. So you don't focus on one question, what can go wrong? Because there is the other one, what can go well? This really give you an option to be brave. Because sometimes when we have a big dream, we are scared and we think about like what can go wrong. But if we want to reach our goals, we want to do something amazing, we have to think about what can go well. What is the benefit? And you also have to think out of the box. Yes, you have a clear goal, but sometimes obstacles arise. And if you are creative, you will find a way to jump over, or you have a creativity to go on another way. Because if you have a destination, you can go to this destination from different roads. And even if you're somewhere lost or you make poor decisions, and when you realize there is a poor decision, you can turn to the other direction, and you can turn again, and eventually you can reach your goals. So you don't need to be worried if you make some bad decisions, but you have to be aware. You have to be aware when they arise. If something goes wrong, you can realize that really fast. You don't need to spend 5-10 years and one day just wake up, what did it happen? No, you have to be aware, and when you're aware about what's happening around you, you will notice really early, so you can make better decisions faster. Is somebody treating you really badly and aggressively or abuse you? That's your decision to make. What are you tolerating in your life? You can tolerate somebody is hurting you for a long period of time and just think about, oh, I was thinking he will change. Yes, we can give a chance to someone, but not like that many chances. I'm not talking about some behavioral problem, because all of us has something. Sometimes we don't treat people or our family members the right way because we have some emotions, but I'm talking about generally. If somebody is abusing you, I was there, I was abused, and I stuck there for 4 years. And I know some of you maybe stuck there for 10, 15, 20 years. That's your responsibility. This was my responsibility. And I justified it. I said, I'm there because I'm a Christian. I want to help people. That time I studied counseling, Christian counseling. I was thinking, I have to go through. If I cannot help on my marriage, how can I help other people? So I stuck there. And one day I met a lady. She was quite an elderly lady, about her 70s, I guess, early 70s. And she said her husband still aggressive after 40 years. We went to the same counseling school. And when I heard this, I made a decision. No more pain. I don't want it anymore. I cannot do 40 years and wasting my time. And that time I made a decision, the hardest decision in my life. And I left. My life has changed. I don't say everything, wow, after that was super easy. Was easy one way because I wasn't abused anymore physically and emotionally. But I turned away from God because I was blaming Him for my marriage. I was thinking, as I told you earlier in this video, why God, why? But after 4 years, it took me 4 years. That's why I'm here today. That's why I try to encourage you and inspire you to make decisions for your life right now. Because it's not someone else's fault. We cannot blame other people, because if we blame other people, what is the use? Nothing will change in our life if we blaming other people. The question is, what can you do for your life? What can I do in my life? If I don't like something, I can change it. If I don't like my job, I can change it. Maybe it's take a little time, because maybe I can learn new skills, or searching for the right company to work with, or build up my own company or my own business. Yes, maybe that will take time. But if you do nothing, nothing will happen and nothing will change. Can you imagine if you have something in your heart, you wanted to do something, learning new skills, and you're always procrastinating, maybe one day. What about the last 5 years just went by like this? It like this happened yesterday, right? 5 years. What if you have started 5 years ago? What if you did the steps 5 years ago, the first steps, and you work on that every single day? Today, you wouldn't be in the same situation as you are now. I promise you. Because 5 years is a long period of time. Yes, it goes so fast. But if you just think about what could you do in 5 years in your life to reach your goals, that's a long period of time. Because it's not overtime. It's not like, yes, tomorrow I want to be a public speaker. Tomorrow I want to go to different countries and help people. It doesn't happen. You just decided today and tomorrow you go. That's good if you have opportunity. Then most of the time doesn't happen. You have to do your steps, you have to do your parts. Just think about this 5 years back. If you would have started 5 years ago, you already had a totally different life, right? So there is a Chinese proverb that says, the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago. The second best is today. So we cannot cry about we already wasted our life, because it's already in the past. But what we can do now, that's our responsibility. We can ask better questions. What can I do now? If we make decisions, we can ask better questions from us. Just ask yourself every time when you have to make decisions, how will this decision affect me in the future? Will this decision I make bring me closer to my goals or farther away? In relationship also, how this person treat other people around him or her. If you ask better questions, you get different results. What can go well and what can I do to reach my goals? Because there is always a solution. You have to ask solution-oriented questions. What is the solution? Or something bad happened? What can I learn from it? If you make mistakes, don't beat up yourself. Just ask yourself, how can I do it better next time? When you make better decisions, you can have a better life. So the question is, now you're writing your life book and you know you are the main character. You are the writer. And you make the decision if you give your pen to someone else, or you grab it back, take your responsibility back, and write a life story you want to live. You can live a fulfilled life, you can reach your goals, but you have to do it, work on that every single day. Even if you have only 5 minutes a day, you can work on your dreams. And I promise you, when you walk towards your goals, you will reach it eventually. If you walk faster, you will be there faster. You can decide what kind of life you want to live. Your future depends on you. So this is for today. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe you learned something from this presentation, and see you next time. Bye everyone.